In a small village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling sea, life was simple. The houses, painted in pastel hues, huddled together as if sharing secrets. The cobblestone streets echoed with the laughter of children, and the gentle strumming of a guitar drifted from the windows of the old tavern. It was a place where the sun seemed to linger longer in the sky, where the air was thick with the scent of blooming jasmine, and where gossip traveled faster than the wind. In the heart of this idyllic village lived a man who was believed to be mad. His name was Madman, which in Arabic means madman. He wore clothes that had seen better days, his hair was a tangled mess, and his eyes held a distant, unfocused gaze. He talked to birds, laughed at the rain, and often walked the streets muttering riddles that made no sense. The townspeople, with their narrow minds and even narrower perspectives, feared him, mocked him, and kept their distance. To them, he was a nuisance, an enigma to be solved, a puzzle that didn't fit in their picture-perfect world. Then, one day, a valuable jewel went missing from the mayor's home. Accusations flew like arrows, suspicion settled like smoke, and soon it reached the madman. No one knew why, but somehow he became the prime suspect. They dragged him to the courthouse, a building that loomed over the town square like a judgmental parent, and placed him before the most respected judge in the region, a man whose sharp mind and quick judgments were the stuff of legend. But when the judge asked Madman if he had anything to say, he didn't beg for mercy, didn't protest his innocence, and didn't even seem to care. Instead, he did the most unexpected thing. He looked at the judge and asked a riddle. If a blind man claims to see, and the people follow him, who is truly blind, the man or the followers? The courtroom was silent. Not a pin drop could be heard. The judge, taken aback by this strange turn of events, furrowed his brows. He had never encountered such audacity, such disrespect in all his years on the bench. But the riddle echoed in his ears long after the stunned silence had ended. Was it a trick question? Was there even a right answer? He pondered, but before he could formulate a response, Madman posed another riddle. If the seeker of truth is led away by falsehoods, who truly is free? The seeker or the falsehood? The judge felt a flush creep up his neck. He cleared his throat, trying to regain control of the situation, but Madman wasn't finished. If justice is blind, yet sees through all, why does it stumble when truth is spoken? With each riddle, the courtroom grew quieter, the townspeople more attentive. They had come to mock the madman, but now they were hanging on his every word. The judge, a man who prided himself on his razor-sharp intellect, found himself cornered, trapped in a labyrinth of his own making. How could he convict a man who seemed to be questioning the very foundations of their society, their beliefs, their perceptions? The thought that this so-called madman might actually be the sane one in a room full of supposedly rational people was a terrifying, heretical notion that he wasn't ready to accept. Finally, when the gavel came down, ending the bizarre trial, it wasn't a guilty verdict that was announced, but a dismissal. The judge, his face pale and drawn, admitted that sometimes true wisdom lies where it's least expected, even behind what appears to be madness. As for Madman, he smiled, a slow, knowing smile, and walked away from the courthouse. He strolled through the village past the houses with their shuttered windows, their whispers now reduced to murmurs. He walked past the old tavern where the guitar had fallen silent and stepped into the sun-drenched square. There he stood, a lone figure bathed in golden light, and whispered to the wind as if it were an old friend, sharing secrets only they could understand. The townspeople watched him from afar, their faces a mixture of confusion and awe. They had come to condemn a madman, but they couldn't help but wonder who really was mad in this tale.